turning your back to your team, walking away from the active plays going on, walking away from the actual basketball action. Yeah, Kamila Cardoso is not a happy camper over there in Chicago, and I don't blame her. Again, this is another year of the same nonsense.
The cameras captured it, but few understood the true gravity of what unfolded. It looked like a routine play, but it was a deliberate act of quiet defiance, a chilling statement whispered without a single word. During a pivotal game, as the scoreboard tightened and the clock wound down, one star's calculated gesture, a distinct refusal to engage, a deliberate turning away from another, exposed a raw, unsettling truth. This wasn't just frustration or a misstep, it was a silent declaration of war, a public unraveling of trust that left millions watching in stunned silence. What truly ignited this deep, bitter rift between two highly touted figures, and what shocking revelations about their true dynamic are about to surface, threatening to expose the very foundations of their team.
Guy just won the draft, hands down. There's no way these two should have been on the same team, Kamila Cardoso and Angel Reese, because this front court is going to be so disruptive. Like, I don't even know what you're going to do. Defensively, it's just nightmares everywhere. And they're grabbing every board. It's Snag City.
Rewind just a few months, and the entire basketball world buzzed with an almost feverish anticipation. Experts and fans alike declared the Chicago Sky the undisputed winners of the draft, largely thanks to the electrifying, seemingly perfect pairing of Kamila Cardoso and Angel Reese. This front court was not just predicted, it was heralded as the future, a disruptive force, an unguardable Snag City in the paint set to dominate opponents and reshape the WNBA landscape. The hype machine was in full glorious swing, painting a vivid picture of an unstoppable duo poised to lead Chicago to unprecedented glory. Reese, with her rebounding prowess and fiery persona, combined with Cardoso's polished post-game and defensive anchor, promised a dynamic synergy that would terrorize opposing teams.
Seems like Kamila Cardoso is done with Angel Reese, man. Angel Reese is up there mucking up everything, guys. I've been telling y'all. There's only so much masquerading you can do. There's only so much you can hold up this facade.
Yet that celebrated dream, barely birthed, has quickly morphed into a very public nightmare. The question now isn't if something is profoundly wrong within the Sky, it's what exactly happened to turn a preseason fantasy into a real-time spectacle of fractured trust, on-court dysfunction, and mounting internal animosity. The uncomfortable truth, it seems, lies not just in a single misstep, but in the glaring, undeniable struggles of Angel Reese's individual game.
About the offensive performance from Angel Reese last night. Keyword, offensive. That is the only kind of offense that Angel Reese is capable of performing. Offensive offense. But I'm not just talking about the self-proclaimed villain, which, by the way, I thought Angel Reese was dedicating this season to winning.
The statistics, stark and unforgiving, tell a story far more chilling than any rumor, and the unfiltered replay footage offers an even more brutal indictment. Take, for instance, the recent dismal outing against the LA Sparks. Reese, a forward expected to dominate the interior, missed an astonishing 7 of her layup attempts from within a mere 4 feet of the basket. These aren't contested jumpers, but point-blank shots that professional players are expected to convert in their sleep. She shot a dismal 0 for 8 from the field overall, converted a truly abysmal 33% of her free throws, piled up a crippling 5 turnovers, and managed to dish out a single, solitary assist. This wasn't just a bad night, it was an active, strategic detriment to her team. This is what many seasoned analysts are now, with cutting precision, dubbing offensive offense. Her play itself is not merely ineffective, it's actively offensive to the team's carefully constructed strategy and flow. When Reese consistently fails to finish at the rim or make smart, timely passes, the entire offensive system grinds to a jarring halt.
Reese can't shoot. In 37 career games, she has made 50% or higher from the field in only 8 damn games? Are you kidding? Only 8 games. Has she been 50% or higher? That is god awful for somebody that's 6'4".
The pick and roll, a fundamental strength for Chicago when executed properly, simply vanished because Kamila Cardoso, a player whose game thrives on synergy and efficient passing, simply couldn't count on Reese to execute or even keep the ball moving. Every single misstep from Reese sent agonizing ripples through the team, forcing teammates like Cardoso to abandon preferred positions and even bail out of the paint just to avoid another turnover or a forced, ill-advised pass. It's not merely a rough patch. The numbers speak for themselves with chilling clarity. In 37 career games, Reese has shot 50% or higher from the field in only 8 of them. That is, by any objective measure, a god-awful record for a player of her physical gifts and size, directly dragging down the entire team's offensive efficiency and confidence.
Oh, baby, day 4! Oh. Here it is! Here we go!
Opponents have figured out Angel Reese, and they're exploiting her weaknesses with a ruthless efficiency that verges on cruel. Her signature spin move, once a highlight reel weapon, has become so utterly predictable that defenders now anticipate it, sitting on it, easily forcing bad shots, or stripping the ball away with alarming regularity. The consequence for the Chicago Sky is nothing short of devastating. Defenses now routinely sag off Reese, intentionally leaving her open from mid-range or beyond, thereby clogging the paint and daring her to shoot. And with disheartening consistency, she delivers exactly what they expect: more misses. This defensive strategy utterly collapses the Sky's offensive spacing, making it nearly impossible for other critical shooters like Kalia Copper or Marina Mabrey to get open, thereby killing the team's offensive rhythm and flow. It's not just that Reese is struggling individually. Her predictable style of play is inadvertently making it easier for entire opposing defenses to shut down the team's entire offensive scheme.
Oh shit, this team is, it may be all-time bad. This team may be all-time bad. You got no scoring. This team has no scoring. All right? The 20 points, 10 rebounds that they think Angel Reese was going to get, she's not capable of doing that. All right? That's not going to happen.
Many seasoned observers are now openly calling this Sky team all-time bad at scoring, directly attributing this glaring deficiency to the widening, frustrating gap between the preseason hype around Reese and her stark, underwhelming actual on-court performance. The optimistic preseason predictions of her being a consistent 20 points, 10 rebounds player have been exposed as little more than a fantasy, replaced by the grim, undeniable reality that her current play is becoming a significant, undeniable liability. The frustration, it's clear, isn't just hers. It's visibly spreading like a contagion to the bench, permeating the huddle and oozing into the stands, leaving loyal fans wondering how their supposed star became the very reason their offense consistently stalls and their team struggles to find any coherent identity.
The Angel Reese shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss experiment. Okay, this is where Kamila Cardoso, look, pass it out. Look at Kamila Cardoso on the bottom of your screen here. Pass it out. Kick it out. Let me shoot a midi. How many attempts do we need at the same shot? Over and over and over and over.
Let's return to the Mercury game, where the simmering tension between Kamila Cardoso and Angel Reese erupted into undeniable public display. Early in the game, Cardoso caught an inbound pass near the arc, poised to initiate a play. Reese, positioned strategically, called for the ball, signaling for a standard pick and roll. Cardoso looked directly at Reese, paused for a pregnant moment, and then, with deliberate precision, passed elsewhere. It was a clear, unmistakable message sent without a single word. She simply did not trust Reese under pressure, not in a game where every single possession counted. As the game wore on, another sequence made the disconnect even more glaring, almost painful to watch. Reese failed to set a solid screen on a routine pick and roll, leaving Cardoso exposed and the play utterly broken. The cameras, ever present, zoomed in on Cardoso's raw, unfiltered reaction, a visible, exasperated eye roll before she stoically hustled back on defense. That single silent gesture spoke volumes, a powerful signal to teammates and coaches alike. Don't feed Reese the ball. It wasn't just raw, momentary frustration. It was a deliberate signal that the trust, the crucial bedrock of any effective team, was utterly gone.
Look at the frustration oozing out of Kamila Cardoso. She gets a switch, Natasha Cloud, she's posting her up. We can't get an entry pass to Kamila Cardoso.
And it didn't stop there. During a critical timeout, as cameras zeroed in on the Sky Huddle, Reese, perhaps attempting to clear the air or talk strategy, tried to engage. Cardoso didn't even acknowledge her presence, deliberately turning her shoulder away, locking her gaze intently on the coach and other teammates, completely shutting Reese out. This wasn't just ignoring someone in the heat of the moment. It was a calculated, deliberate move, captured for everyone watching, sending an unmistakable message that Cardoso was no longer willing to pretend everything was fine. Some might dismiss these as mere moments of drama, but for Cardoso, known throughout the league as one of the Sky's most intelligent, composed, and strategic players, these were calculated responses, born of deep frustration and a strategic mind. She thrives when the offense flows, when the ball moves with purpose and precision, but when the system bogs down, when possessions become clunky and stagnant, it's almost invariably when Reese tries to take over, causing the rhythm to vanish and the team's efficiency to plummet. Cardoso, with her clear signals, was explicitly stating that she was ready to rely on teammates who consistently kept the ball moving and created real, valuable scoring chances, even if it meant strategically sidelining Reese in key moments.
Team Kamila Cardoso, oh no, free Kamila Cardoso. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, salute to you. You are doing the rest of the league a favor. This point forward experiment, this Ariel Atkins trade, this has done nothing but backfire on you, backfire on the team, and backfire on the fans.
Social media is a brutal, unforgiving arena. One minute, you're the undisputed star, your image plastered across every highlight reel and trending hashtag. The next, you're mercilessly trending for all the absolutely wrong reasons. That's precisely where Angel Reese finds herself today, caught in a dramatic, almost tragic shift in public perception. The transformation is almost unbelievable. Fans who once hyped her up with breathless enthusiasm, celebrating her every move, are now her loudest, most cutting critics, openly labeling her the roadblock. The name stings, but with the mounting evidence, it's increasingly easy to understand its origin. Her once flashy double-doubles have lost their charm, replaced by a relentless barrage of viral clips showcasing missed layups, awkward defensive plays, and frustrating turnovers, flooding platforms like Twitter and Instagram, endlessly looped for public consumption.
She cannot play. I'm sorry, bro. She's not good. She's not good. She look like she don't have the hunger. She don't have the want to. She don't have the drive. She don't have that dog in her. Bro, I watched Aaliyah Boston dog walk her ass up and down the floor and she wanted no parts of it. I watch her tap out on a nightly basis. She don't want it, bro. She don't want it. Let's be serious. Y'all drafted a bust. Y'all drafted a bust.
One particularly damning clip from the Sparks game, where Reese drove to the basket only to throw up a wildly contested shot that barely grazed the rim while a wide open teammate stood begging for a pass, went viral almost instantly. The comments were utterly brutal. 17 rebounds? I don't give a damn about that, bro, one user wrote, a stinging, cold indictment of highlight stats that demonstrably do not translate into meaningful wins. But that's the crucial thing. Numbers mean little if they don't propel the team forward. People are starting to see through the veneer of the highlight stats, focusing instead on the tangible impact or devastating lack thereof that Reese has on the bigger picture.
Down here. Oh, God. Kelsey Plum saying too small to Angel Reese. I love that fire. It's me bound time. Oh, God. How about this one?
Did you know 46% of her offensive rebounds come for home misses so far this season? 46% me-bound rate. You're welcome. New stat. Bang! Don't let that last shot fool you. Even a broke clock is right twice a day.
Come on, move. Get out of the way. Just give me the plate. Come on, give it. Move it. Get out of the way.
Bang! Butterpecan! Bang! If you've never seen her dunk before, just wait, because you're not going to see it here either.
Seasoned analysts too have chimed in with cutting critiques, openly questioning whether Reese is truly playing for the team or solely for herself. Her constant, highly visible focus on self-promotion, from ubiquitous viral TikToks to an influencer-worthy Instagram presence, undoubtedly made her an off-court star, but it's creating a rapidly widening chasm when her on-court performance consistently fails to match the immense hype. One prominent commentator perfectly encapsulated this disconnect, describing it chillingly. Her public image image feels like a giant movie billboard promising a blockbuster, only for the film itself to disappoint, and the audience, growing increasingly impatient, is leaving the theater early. This kind of harsh public critique isn't entirely new in the sports world, but what makes this different is how relentlessly public and utterly unforgiving it's become. Social media, which once celebrated her with an endless stream of hashtags and emojis, is now comparing her playing style to a bad reality show. Clips of her missing jumper after jumper or visibly slowing down the transition game are looped over and over, dissecting every flaw.
Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand. On feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand.
Yeah. Too small.
That stark, painful disconnect between her polished viral persona and her visible, unforced mistakes on the court creates a perfect storm of public scrutiny. People are now wondering aloud, what's the real Angel Reese? Is it the one who effortlessly shines on social platforms, or the one visibly struggling to adapt her game to the fundamental demands of team basketball? The numbers don't lie. Her 0 for 7 from within 4 feet of the basket against the Sparks tied for the most misses from that distance in the WNBA over the past 10 seasons. That's not just a bad night, that's a historically bad shooting display, further fueling the raging inferno of public backlash.
This is not a better constructed team. It's not. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
The ripple effect of Angel Reese's struggles is now undeniably clear, expanding far beyond her individual statistics. It's now exposing a far deeper, more insidious problem for the Chicago Sky as a whole. The undeniable disconnect between Reese and her teammates, most visibly with Kamila Cardoso, has become impossible to ignore, and it's bleeding into every single aspect of the team's performance. Fans aren't just calling out Reese anymore. They're starting to shift blame onto the entire Chicago Sky organization. Comments about the team's questionable chemistry and the efficacy of its leadership are creeping into every discussion, with many speculating whether Reese's influence, both in the locker room and, more importantly, on the court, is a significant part of why the offense looks consistently stuck in quicksand. This is a team now visibly struggling to find its identity, awkwardly balancing the immense weight of its biggest star's rapidly faltering reputation.
Bro, what is going on in Chicago, bro? What is going on in Chicago, bro? I know everybody, we enjoy it, yeah. When Angel Reese get the missing layups, we clown.
0 for 8 from the field. 33% from the free throw line. Angel Reese, point forward. 5 turnovers, 1 assist, point forward. 1 assist, 5 turnovers, Angel Reese, point forward.
Despite her weekly social media highlights, fans and analysts alike point out Reese's persistent tendency to hog the ball, force ill-advised shots, and miss crucial defensive rotations, making watching the Sky's games feel consistently frustrating, almost agonizing, and this isn't something her teammates, who depend on collective success, can simply ignore. When possessions repeatedly end in demoralizing turnovers or frustrating stagnation, it doesn't just kill the scoreboard, it absolutely demolishes team morale and confidence. You see it clearly when players like Kamila Cardoso, who are normally reserved, openly show unmistakable signs of frustration mid-game, gestures that now dominate online discussion as much as Reese's struggling shooting percentage. It's no longer just about individual stats or highlight reels, it's about a team's identity and the very fabric of its cohesion unraveling before our very eyes, threatening to consume the entire season.
There's no lying. Like, everything that I stand by, I triple stand by every single thing that I've said. If Angel Reese is the first option, your team is going to be the worst team in the WNBA. If Angel Reese is the second option, your team is going to be on the lower side of average, maybe scraping into the playoffs.
Did Angel Reese break? I didn't say it was a good record. I never said that. Shout out to you, Priceless. I missed this. Historically bad shootings with a E emoji. Angel Reese goes 0 for 7 from within 4 feet of the basket to tie most misses from that distance in the WNBA over the past 10 seasons.
Angel Reese's struggles are no longer confined to her shooting percentages or turnover count. They have now exposed a far deeper, more systemic problem for the Chicago Sky. The undeniable disconnect between Reese and her teammates, most notably with Kamila Cardoso, has become an open wound that's impossible to ignore, bleeding into every facet of the team's performance and overall morale. At this critical juncture, the real question isn't simply about her raw talent, which is undeniable. It's about her ability to fundamentally realign her play style, rebuild the shattered trust within the locker room, and convincingly prove to the basketball world that she is more, much more than just viral hype.
When you get that rebound there and you shoot a wedgie, like, there's no reason for her to be releasing the ball from here. There's no reason for her to be releasing the ball from there. She looks uncomfortable taking layups. She genuinely looks uncomfortable taking layups. And like Jonquel Jones hasn't jumped.
I don't know. I don't know. They need an influx of scoring. Nobody on this team can do it, I don't guess. And they refuse to feed Cardoso down low. They just won't do it.
Whispers are growing louder, fueled by the undeniable, contrasting brilliance of players like Caitlin Clark, making Reese's current difficulties feel even more pronounced, raising fundamental, uncomfortable questions about her actual basketball ceiling and her long-term viability in the WNBA. Can Angel Reese silence the growing chorus of critics, adapt her game, and rewrite the narrative before it's irrevocably too late? Or has the overwhelming weight of her own hype and a string of frustrating, divisive performances already sealed her tragic basketball story?